Hi students, very good morning. You all are very warmly welcome for this online session. Dear students, in the last video we have started the lesson number 2, sources of history. And from this we have finished in the last video material sources. In this video we are going to start with the written sources. Written sources. The Stone Age people have recorded many events and expressed their emotions in paintings on rocks. Dear students, the people, those they were in the Stone Age, what they have done? They have recorded. See, recorded means they have written it somewhere else. They have recorded many events, those they used to celebrate. Even they have recorded their emotions, means the emotions of their paintings they have done on the rock. It was only after thousands of years that man learnt the art of writing, and for the man it took thousands of years to learn that what is writing was written on this rock. Yes, and this the writing is comes under the written sources. In the beginning, humans used symbols and signs to record their thoughts and ideas. However, it took thousands of years for a script to develop from this. See, in the beginning, what had happened? Human used people, they used symbols. Yes, for writing, they used to use symbols, even signs. For what? To record their thoughts and ideas. To express their thoughts and ideas, they used to use symbol and the signs. However, it took thousands of years for a script to develop from this. And see, it took thousands of years for what? The people before they used to use the symbols and signs, and for writing, proper writing, they took thousands of years to develop the script. In the beginning, man wrote on posters, unbaked bricks using pointed object. Here I have shown you the posters. See, the people, they used to use these posters for writing. On the posters they used to write. Unbaked bricks, those bricks were not baked. On that also, how they used to write? By using pointed object. He also used birch burja tree bark to write on, and even one tree was there, its name was birch burja tree. Yes, this tree's bark they used to use. As this experience and knowledge increased, he began to write in different ways. And while writing, man has developed himself and he had improved his writing. And after improving, they used to write, man used to write in the different ways after developing the writing. He began to record the event that took place around him. What man is to do when man improved the writing, when developed writing, he used to record events. Those events, those programs were happening around, they were celebrating. They used to write, they used to record about these events. Accounts of the proceedings of royal courts were also written systematically. Even in that time, court system was also there. And about court, the man has written systematically how they used to have their court system. Many rules had their orders, judicial decisions donations, etc., described on stone or copper plates. See, in some of the cases on the stone and the copper plates, man has written about their orders, judicial decisions, and the donations and extra information where they have written on the copper plates. Over a period of time, many forms of literature developed, and when the exhibition has started, the man has started. So after that, they have no developed. See, over a period of time, many different forms were developed in the literature. They included books on religious and social subjects, plays, poetry, travelages, and scientific work. Here they have told the what they used to write. The books were included about what? Religious and social subjects. Okay, man used to write about religious and the social subject. Plays were there, poetry was there, travelages also, and scientific works. About those important points, man used to write. All this literature helps us to understand the history of the various historical period. And see why we are understanding this, because these are the things are provide the history of ancient period. Yes, and various historical periods. These sources are known as the written sources of history. And here they have given these all the things we have understood. These are come under written sources of history. Now, do you know is there? See, here we have understood the Burja Patra. See, here you can see the Burja Patra tree. Burja Patra means writing sheets made from the bark of birch tree. This is the birch tree, Burja tree we are telling also. And the bark of this tree was used to write. Burja is the Sanskrit name of the birch tree. And Burja is what? The Sanskrit name of this tree, birch tree. Birch tree are found in Kashmir. And where we can get these trees? These trees are in the Kashmir. Okay. See, here is the writing, how they used to write on the burja. Now come here on the next page. Do this is given here. Visit a museum in your locality. Write an essay describing the artifacts displayed there. See, if you have any museum in your locality, you have to visit this museum and you have to write and you have to describe the artifacts which are displayed there. Collect the traditional verses such as ovids. You have to get the collection of different ovids. Now collect folk songs. See, even you have to collect the folk songs and present one of them in the cultural program of your school. And when you have a school gathering, there you have to perform these folk songs. Now let's turn to the oral sources. The small point is that oral sources. Ovids, folk songs, folk tales, and similar literature is passed on from generation to generation by word of mouth. See, here they have given the definition. See, the folk songs, ovids, folk tales, and some are the literatures. What they used to do, these literatures were passed one generation to another generation by mouth. Yes, this literature is not in written forms, and this literature are not in the written forms. These are passing by mouth only. Its authors are unknown, and who has written this, it is no one doesn't know this. This type of literature preserved by oral tradition forms the oral sources of history, and these are the literature which are the preserved, and to this we are calling the oral sources of history. Now we'll understand some other. See, here they have given one, do you know again? And OV. See, what is the OV? पांडुरंग पिता रुक्मिण माझी बया आषाढ वारियेला पुंडलिक आला नया. That is the OV. See, and the people they used to have this orally. Yes. Now lines from a folk song. Now folk song, how it is that? महानगरी उजनी लई पुण्यवान दानी तेथे नांदत होता राजा सुखी होती प्रजा तिन्ही लोकी गाजा वाजा असा उजनीचा इक्रमी राजा. See, that is the folk song and the OV is given. Now here I'll read it for you. It's very much easy. Do you know sources of ancient Indian history? Material sources, written sources, and the oral sources. Artifacts, structural remains, these are the material sources. See, rock paintings, poetry, terracotta objects, beads, ornament, sculpture, metal object, coin, weapons. These are the artifacts. And structural remains, caves, houses, stupas, rock-cut caves, temples, churches, mosques, and pillars. Now here in the written sources is what? Inscriptions on Harappa seals, Vedic literature, Mesopotamian clay tables, manuscript copies of Mahabharata and Ramayana, Jain and Buddhist literature, writing of Greek historian Travelades by Chinese traveler, book on grammar, Puranas and inscriptions. This comes under written sources. Now here oral sources are there. The Vedic, Buddhist and Jain literature of ancient India was preserved by oral traditions. See, it is now available in the written form. Even so, the oral tradition is still alive. When oral compositions used for history writing, they are included in the oral sources. Yes. Now the small part is remain of this lesson. See, sources of ancient Indian history. We will understand it here. The ancient period of Indian history extends from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE. Now we have understood here the how people they have gone from the ancient period from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE. We learn about the Stone Age period of Indian history through archaeological excavation. How we come to know about Stone Age? Because of archaeological excavation. When archaeological excavation has done, we came to know about Stone Age. Since script had not developed at that time, and at that time scripts were not there because people were not that much developed. No written sources are available, and because of that written sources were not available. However, information about the ancient period from 1500 BCE onwards can be derived from Vedic literature. See, the information about ancient period from what 1500 BCE onwards can be derived from the Vedic literature. We can get the information from the Vedic literature. In the beginning, the Vedas were not in the written forms. And if we discuss about at the early age, the Vedas, it was not in the written form. The ancient Indians had developed the technique of memorizing and reciting them, and later on ancient Indian they have developed the technique of memorization and the recitation. The Vedas were written down later on, and afterwards the Vedas were written down. The Vedas and post-Vedic literature forms an important sources of ancient Indian history. It includes the Brahmans, the Upanishads, the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. See, which are the things which are the things include Brahmans, the Upanishads, the epic of Ramayana Mahabharata, the Jain Buddhist literature, plays, poems, stone and pillar inscriptions, travelers of foreign travelers, etc. We also learn about ancient Indian history through material sources, and some are the material sources were found in the excavation. By these also we can understand the material sources. Let's go on the next. See, sources like archaeological remain, ancient monuments and coins found in excavation. How these see the coins are come under the material sources. By this, when the archaeological excavation has done, in that time it was found. Now the last point is remain precautions to be taken while writing history. Which are the precautions should be taken while writing history? It is necessary to take precautions while using these sources to write history. See, why we should take the precautions? They have given the reason here. A written document cannot be said to be authentic just because it is old. It's need to examine critically as to who wrote it, why and when it was written. See, we should not believe directly, we should not trust directly without any uh, proof. Yes, so they have told it here a document cannot be said to be authentic. See, which documents we found which is from the ancient time, we should not say that it is authentic because it is told by someone and it is old. It should be examined critically. Who wrote this? When it has been written? Yes. The conclusion drawn on the basis of various genuine documents have to be cross-checked and corroborates with one another. See, we should not trust because it is the old document, it should be examined, and some are the various union documents are there, these should be cross checked with each other. Such a critical analysis is very important in the writing of history, and these are the analytics, these are the analysis is very much important in the writing of history. Here we have finished this. Now the next small one is, what would you do? You have found an old coin. See, one coin you have found it, it is the old. What will you do with it? Keep it to yourself, give it to your parents, give it to a museum. That is your own individual task. But I suggest my answer, we should give it to a museum so the other generation would learn about that old coin. Yes, dear student, here we have finished our sources of history. In the next video, I am going to tell you the exercise of these sources of history. Okay. To know the exercise of sources of history, I am going to share a link of this exercise in the descriptions box. You have to see this. Thank you.